truly delighted to have your company with us here on Richard Mwenje Exclusive today, the month of September, the year of our Lord 2024. It's such a distinct privilege to have your company with us. I'm Richard Mwenje. Welcome to the conversation. Straight to the introduction of the gentleman who's going to help me bring the day's conversation home and unpack the nitty-gritties therein is none other than this celebrated think tank from Trans Nzoia County and former minister, Honorable Kipruto Arap Kirwa.
Yes.
You're doing well today, sir?
Well, I thank God.
Your energy seems to be a bit low.
Not so low, but at times I get depressed.
Why so?
By political bad manners exuded by some of the politicians.
Really?
I have so many of them in place.
But these people are your friends. I've seen you dine with some of them and laughing out loudly.
Yeah, you laugh loudly because at times you remove the embarrassment they can visit on you because they have some poverty of political thought. That's what worries me.
And do you cry for this country, looking at what the future portends for us, the youth, looking at the realities of the day?
I just pray that among the issues that the youth have raised in Kenya today, including issues of inclusivity, issues of integrity, issues of governance, moral probity, honesty, all those issues, if they were to be captured and inculcated in the minds of young people, Kenya would be a better place.
It would be a better place.
It would be a better place because we don't lack in terms of resources, whether it's human resource, whether it's other resources associated with land and other opportunities, we have them. But what we lack is effective leadership. Yeah.
Talking about matters to do with effective leadership, some time back, we saw a presidential candidate by the name Abdu Badida commit to bring and herald new fortunes for this country. Unfortunately, never clinched the presidential seat. Fast forward, a few years later, he's now a convict in a US jail serving a 7-year term for some charges therein. Let me have your thoughts on this. As a person who's seen it all, been at your prime as minister and now out here doing this civic education for us citizens, what are your thoughts about the thing that has befell Abdu Badida?
Well, I do not know the details of the case, but what I have in mind is that at times somebody may get in trouble by not assessing the full impact of whatever he's doing. But nonetheless, I just pray that in life, once God blesses you with certain opportunities and certain blessings, please be content. At times we overreach ourselves by trying to do things that will make us rich, and yet riches belong to the Almighty. Nobody is rich as to buy his own life. Many rich people, they have left us, and whatever they left behind is not of any value to them or even to their families. So it is unfortunate it has happened to Abdu Badida, and we just pray for him that God will see some divine providence to visit him and favor him with some lenient sentence should he appeal against the conviction. But we hope it is not issues of mistaken identity or framed up charges, because outside there, it's not like when you are at home. Home is best. Those young people who are going to school, wherever, be law-abiding citizens, do your work, come back home or settle there, but make sure that you keep within the rules of the game. So here at home, you can hide, but outside there, you have to be careful.
So the takeaway from you is we should not trust in our own strength, regardless of where we are at our lives, whether at our prime or at our lowest.
Yeah. At times, some of those issues, there is what I call consolidation of success. Whenever you find some success has visited you, try to consolidate and ask yourself, God, I thank you for giving me blessings. That's why people give sadaka. So sadaka is not meant for the human beings in the church. It's meant for God, thank you for giving me blessings. Let me give it back to you, because after all of it is yours. You favored me to retain 90%.
Certainly, his pastor is so proud of you today.
Which pastor?
Your local pastor.
The SK.
Yeah. Ole Sapit is watching.
Yeah, a very nice lady from Arba.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Straight to the main conversation of the day. seasoned politician and a woman leader in this country, Charity Kaluki Ngilu, has come forth with revelations and sort of clarion call to Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka to deliver the Eastern Bloc to Raila Odinga, who is now supporting the government of the day. She says, the argument is there's need for the Eastern Bloc to be part of the current regime so that they can enjoy development carrots therein. Do you read an iota of wisdom behind Charity Ngilu's clarion call to Kalonzo Musyoka?
Well, perhaps that is informed by misplacement of facts.
Why so?
Democracy entails the fact that whoever wins is the president of the entire republic. You don't have to be in his bandwagon for him to extend any level of development to your part of the country that you come from. Number two, democracy is about winning and losing. When you win, you've given the mandate and the capacity and also the opportunity to serve this country. When you lose, you must play your role in the opposition, because government or opposition is part of the democratic process. And therefore, if let's say you are in the opposition and you want to go back to government, then you do not understand the principles of democracy. For me, what Kalonzo Musyoka is doing is right. What he should even do is to sit with the friends in the opposition, form a new coalition comprising about 80 to 80 MPs. We declare him the leader of official opposition, and he does form shadow cabinet where we are going to check the government of the day. Should President Ruto win in the next election, okay, we continue being part of the opposition. Should we win, then we form the government and President Ruto will be in the opposition.
And that's it?
That's it. And we'll also be able to develop Uasin Gishu. We cannot say the people of Uasin Gishu, should Ruto lose the election, they are not going to be part of the government. They are part and parcel of their government, and they are taxpayers. They are not in government because Ruto is the president. They are in government because they are Kenyans.
So that's mass myopia from the side of Charity Ngilu, being myopic.
Well, I think it's some kind of a limited engagement with the thinking process about democratization and the building of democratic structures in Kenya.
Kasumba ya kisiasa?
Do I call it kasumba? Well, it could be misadventure. Some kind of misadventure in terms of political discourse.
Let's take it a front further on that particular subject. You have interacted much with Charity Ngilu from way back during your KANU regimes as a young member of parliament for Cherangani constituency. And this clarion call from Charity Ngilu that Kalonzo should jump ship and support President William Ruto in steering the country and support Raila Odinga's AUC bid, would you say it is informed by the fact that Charity Ngilu has been in the political cold for a while? Perhaps why she wants to be part of the realignments of the day?
Well, I've been in the political cold longer than her. She was governor of Kitui up to 2 years ago. That's when she didn't run and somebody else took over that position of governor. Perhaps it is informed by siblings' rivalry. He realizes Kalonzo today stands a better chance in terms of being respected nationally, that he has a stand. Of course, you remember they have been calling him watermelon, but they have realized the watermelon has changed. The other day when they were displaying watermelon, they were more associating it with Raila, not with Kalonzo Musyoka. And you know the architect of watermelon is Raila and Ruto. You know, the two of them are in charge of 80% of propaganda in Kenya is carried by Raila Odinga and William Ruto. That's why 20% of propaganda is now pervading the atmosphere, because they themselves, they share the lion's share of propaganda. So they don't know how to deal with Kalonzo. Kalonzo has proven them wrong. That is not the watermelon you thought of yesterday. It's a political entity that is equal, if not better than some of them. So Charity Ngilu should really own up that yes, let Kalonzo Musyoka play the role he's playing. And it's not because he has to be the president, but we have to build democratic institutions so that if you are in the opposition, enjoy it. If you are in government, enjoy it without plundering on the resources of the country.
You've clearly stated that for Charity Ngilu and Kalonzo Musyoka, it's more of a sibling rivalry.
Yes.
And I want to understand this far. Do you still consider that Charity Ngilu is a match for Kalonzo Musyoka when it comes to future elective bids, more particularly the oncoming one of 2027?
Kalonzo is far ahead of her as of now, but you cannot write off Charity Ngilu because she's also a political entity. Remember, she was a serious presidential candidate in one of the elections where she was running on SDP, and she carried a lot of weight. But today, the bloc that Kalonzo Musyoka represents, which moves from eastern block of the mountain all the way to coast, that block is with Kalonzo Musyoka. What Kalonzo Musyoka needs to do is to reach out to other blocks for purposes of capturing the presidency come 2027 general elections.
You're saying that Charity Ngilu is still a force to reckon with when it comes to Eastern Kenya politics and by and large national politics. But even with the existence of Governor Wavinya Ndeti in place in today's arrangement, would you still believe in the same? Don't you think Wavinya Ndeti is a huge stumbling block in the way of Charity Ngilu?
Wavinya Ndeti is still a budding politician. Budding in the sense that, yes, she's the governor of Machakos. But it doesn't take her to the level of Charity Ngilu. Charity Ngilu has national name recognition. Wavinya Ndeti, yes, some people know her, but many other people don't know her.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And very lastly on this conversation, sir, for Kalonzo Musyoka, whom this fight seems, not only has Raila Odinga betrayed him, but also on the other side, we are seeing Charity Ngilu, a woman from his backyard. And which friends can now Kalonzo tap into so that they propel him to clinch his future elective bid, and more particularly that one of being the official opposition leader and perhaps clinching the presidential seat in 2027? Which friend should he first hunt and scout for?
Well, there are many friends. First of all, the Kenyan people. He needs to project himself as a national leader. Secondly, there are good friends that he's working with. People like Eugene Wamalwa, people like Jeremiah Kioni. He needs also to accept the fact that not everybody must support you, especially when the system is at best to make sure that they create a lot of roadblocks for him. Charity Ngilu may not be talking out of turn. And we've not been fighting Raila. And I don't think Kalonzo Musyoka has been fighting Raila Odinga's position to clean the seat of AU chair, AU Commission chair. But when it comes to local politics, I think Raila, if he's going to AU, we wish him well. And the rest of us can still play on. Because at the end of the day, whether you're in AU or here, we are all Kenyans. Yeah.
And should Kalonzo Musyoka find solace in the fact that he enjoys the support of Governor Mutula Kilonzo Jr., who this far many believe is a firebrand and a potential future leader for Eastern Bloc?
Yeah, you've used the word future leader. As of now, he's a leader within Kalonzo's outfit. And I think that support is going to be useful to Kalonzo. And support and prayers. And even I still request Charity Ngilu to support him. Because at the end of the day, it's not really about Kalonzo. It's about, can we have alternative voice for Kenya? And if the answer is in Kalonzo's ticket, so be it. Because the alternative would be to reinstate the person of the day.
And now for a man who believes he can deliver the Eastern Bloc votes to President William Ruto, should he seek a second term in 2027, that is CS, Alfred Mutua. How wrong or right could he be?
Well, Mutua was lucky to do the 2 terms as governor. But I don't think he's of political quantity that can threaten Kalonzo Musyoka in Eastern Bloc. Remember, despite the fact that he was a governor of Machakos in a ticket other than that of Kalonzo, the senator was from Kalonzo's ticket, and a substantial number of MPs and MCS were from Kalonzo's ticket. So I still believe Senator Mutua, Governor Mutua, or now CS Mutua, has his own political weight, but not quantifiable to the level of Kalonzo.
So for now, he is exaggerating his abilities, perhaps out of illusion.
It may be illusion, it may be excitement, it may be misadventure.
Biting more than he can chew.
Well, that's precisely the case.